Hey, I'm Krista Wax. You are listening to MSP Sound KFAI. So excited to have Jesse here from the rope. Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
That's awesome. And big things are happening in the rope world.
Yeah, yeah, some stuff coming up.
Just a couple small things. Tell me about the new album.
The new album is titled Nightbird. We recorded it with Adam Tucker at Signature Tone in South Minneapolis, and we are releasing it October 4th.
Very nice. Where can people find it?
Um, the first two lead out singles, the title track Nightbird and the second single, The Show, are already up on all streaming platforms, I believe, and on Bandcamp. Uh, and once the full release happens on the 4th, the entire album will be on all streaming platforms and on our Bandcamp and available at independent record stores throughout the Twin Cities and in some other markets across the country and in Europe.
Oh, very nice. Very cool. Big release.
Yeah, yeah, we've been pushing the DIY publicity stuff and sending out stuff much more than we have with previous releases, and we'll see how it all pays off.
Well, the first couple tracks sound awesome, so I'm highly optimistic.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that.
Of course. I saw you perform with at the Stranger Gallery album release show. That was an amazing lineup of music in general. But y'all
I just Yeah, Cody is really doing amazing stuff here in town with Windless Presents. He's really taken on the mantle of bringing in just tons of amazing post-punk and gothic acts. Um, and the entire broad umbrella, cold wave, whatever, whatever micro genre you want to call it, but within the kind of gothic post-punk world. He's bringing bands in left and right and just throwing amazing shows on top of being, really pushing Stranger Gallery consistently to new levels. And yeah, he's our great buddy to the rope, and we really love him. So shout out to Cody Bordeaux.
absolutely shout out to Cody. He's amazing. And the Stranger Gallery is amazing too. That whole oh my gosh, that was just such a great night. I was just like
It really was.
it wasn't my album, but I was still excited. I was still buzzing.
Same. There's a couple day come down from after that show. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. So let's talk about the album release show. Also, coming it's day of release, which is awesome.
Yeah, that kind of worked out like real lucky. It's almost like we planned it, but it really was pretty much luck. Uh, Hit up Alex Walsh at Mortimers and kind of gave him the rundown, and he just said, "Well, I mean, do you just want to do it on the 4th?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." Because I think I only hit him up in August, so I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
I had hit him up back in May and said, like, "Hey, man, it's going to be October sometime," but that's about as specific as I had gotten, and so did not expect to get it on the release day, but yeah, we have a really nice special relationship with Mortz, um, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, it's not as hot and crazy as the Lillian release. That one was both ACs were out. I believe it was June 29th, and it was about 100 degrees outside, and it was well, I'm just going to say it was capacity. Um, it was a very very hot. Somebody had some app on their phone, and back by the booths, it was like 112 degrees in the room. So on the stage, I can't even imagine under the lights exactly what it was, or packed in the crowd. But it was a warm one.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the warm fall we're having, but let's hope that it's a little bit cooler and the conditions are a little bit better than I.
The AC compressors have been fixed for years now, so that's a plus. And yeah, maybe we'll just have a nice chilly autumn evening to do this. So
Yeah, it would fit with the music. I feel like everything's kind of lining up for you with like the album release date, the show date. I feel like the weather's going to be just like perfect. A little chilly.
I hope so.
Some nice October weather.
That would be great.
Who else is performing?
Uh, Cult Sequence and the Muatas,
Okay.
all friends of ours, and I'm really excited for both of their sets. We haven't played with the Muatas now since probably a year. Um, but they're really lovely people, and we really like their music. And Cult Sequence are really good buddies of ours, and we played with them much more recently. But yeah, we're really happy with the lineup, and it's cool to do it with. It's really great to have almost kind of a wealth of different bands to pick from now. That's kind of new for us. We've done in the past, and I love mixed genre bills. I absolutely adore them, but there's just a lot more kind of dark wave, post punky bands now in Minneapolis operating than there has been in the past. So this bill kind of it's all kind of in that vein. Whereas in the past we've done a lot of shows with death metal bands and crust punk bands, and those are awesome shows too. And we'll continue to always try to be play around with other bands from other genres. But it is kind of fun to be able to have quite a few bands and actually have to be like strategic, like, well, okay, we're playing with this band and this band at like Cody's show, so let's 2 weeks later not just have the same bill. And these bands are all playing another one of Cody's shows, so probably let's like, so it's actually a really awesome thing now that there's just much more much more of a scene to kind of pick from, and have to be a little strategic about it. You can't just play with the same bands over and over again, because there's just other bands to get into the mix.
Absolutely. You're saying all the right things. You're saying all the right things. I love it. Yeah, I love it too. That's such a great lineup that you have for your show. I was almost expecting Stranger Gallery to pop up on the album release show, but that's all right. I love that it's something different. Like y'all played together a couple weeks ago. So keep us
Yeah, it seemed I mean, it was absolutely the forefront of our minds, but it was, yeah, we can't just do the same bill a couple weeks later on a smaller, in a smaller room. That would be kind of just weird. So yeah, we kind of shuffled through and put this one together, and it'll be its own thing. And we're really looking forward to it. So
that's great. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
well, awesome. That's great.
What so I know big things October, everything like a new album. I don't want to like diminish this. It sounds like I am with my next question, but what do you plan for the rest of the year or early next year? I know 2024 is coming to a rapid close. So what's happening?
Well, okay, so what we have coming up after this is November 2nd. We're flying out to LA, and we're playing a death rock festival out there called the Dio de la Muertes Festival. This is its first year, but we're playing with it's a stacked bill, and I have to admit I am not familiar with every band or even most bands, which is really exciting. There's a lot of bands from Mexico, uh, some bands from the UK, from Canada, I believe. Uh, Rubella Ballet from the UK, kind of a classic British death rock band, and the Brain Eaters from New York from the 80s, kind of a mix of hardcore and death rock. Those are two bands I'm looking forward to. And then there's some smaller bands that I am only really aware of. Uh, just because I've been seeing their names in the different forums and from other promoters that I'm friends with. So we're going out to do that. We play, I think my dates are correct. That's November 2nd in Bell Gardens, I think is the neighborhood or the city in LA. It's kind of right in the center. Then we're coming back and we are playing December 7th. I think that's the correct date as well. I probably should have written a couple things down and had them in front of me. But we're playing Zora Darling with Quicksand. Will be the direct support for them. They're a kind of storied post-hardcore band out of New York. I believe members of Gorilla Biscuits, and so we're pretty excited about that one. It's maybe a slightly odd lineup, but we're definitely into it. So so that's what we have planned for the rest of the year. January, I believe January 18th, we are doing a show at Hook and Ladder. This is a big, essentially it's a festival. It's called Gathering Darkness. This will be the second year. We did it last year. And this year they're doing both rooms. So the bigger bands, like full bands with drums and bass and like with full lineups of players, will be on the bigger stage, and then smaller duos, singular artists, I think more electronic kind of stuff, will be in the smaller room, and it'll kind of ping pong back and forth is my understanding. So when there's a changeover in the big room, there'll be the show in the other room, and then when they're wrapping up, sound checks and line checks and stuff will be done, and so it'll be kind of a back and forth in that room. And so that should be quite exciting, and we adore that venue. It's just a lovely place, and such an amazing asset to the Minneapolis music scene, Twin Cities music scene.
I fully agree. I love Hook and Ladder, and I'm even more excited. I was at the event last year, and I'm so excited that it's 2 stages, and it's January. Something to look forward to. January.
Yeah.
Tough.
I'm almost positive January 18th is the date, but it'll be shared all over socials, and I'm sure it'll get flyered as we lead up to it. So it's a ways out. There's plenty of time. I'm almost positive that is the date, though. So
check your local listings, people.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't just head out. Don't just head out in January.
Right.
Well, Jesse, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we?
Well, just folks, be on the lookout on your Spotify's, your Amazon Music's, your YouTube, whatever your streaming preference of choice. The record will be out on all of those platforms. And right now, we have the lead out single, the title track, Nightbird, has a beautiful video shot by Sean Owens and Adam Olson, and that is on YouTube, and you can find it on the Rope official YouTube channel, along with all of our other releases streamable. So if people want to check out and get an idea of what we're about, all of our stuff is archived there and fully listenable for free. So very low stakes. You can check it out and see if you like us.
Lovely. That's a lovely plug. That's better than what I could do. So thank you.
All right. Fantastic.
Thanks so much for your time. Congrats on the new album, and I'll see you October 4th.
Sounds excellent. Thank you for having us. And I hope people watching this are having a lovely, well, I suppose they'll be watching it on YouTube. So whatever time of the day it is, I hope it's great for you.